Bell Hooks, a cultural critic, a feminist, a theorist, a political activist, is recognized as one of America's leading intellectuals. She is a distinguished professor at the City College of New York. She takes her name from her great-grandmother in recognition of female legacy, and she uses lowercase lettering to reflect her wariness about ego and fame. Her previous books, Ain't I a Woman and Black Looks, provide new scholarship, mixing academic writing with personal testimony. Killing Rage, Ending Racism is her latest book, and I'm pleased to have her back here. Welcome back.
It's good to be back.
Last time you were here, we were having a conversation, and I had a bunch of letters, this is true, saying, why did you allow those men, these were African-American men in this case, to beat up on Bell? And I said, Bell Hooks can take care of herself. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. I mean, I thought I took care of myself that evening, even though I felt they tried to silence me, which is interesting.
It wasn't to silence you, but they wanted to meet. You came down on different sides, I think.
Well, the interesting thing was that the issue that night was white supremacy, and one of the things that they were doing was saying it's not that important. And it's interesting that shortly after that, we had the tragedy in Oklahoma, and then after that, there was the O.J. Simpson case coming to this forefront of racial tension, drawing out the tension that's been in our culture for such a long time.
And what do you say about white supremacy today?
Part of what I say is that white supremacy, first of all, isn't a white thing. It's part of this culture. It's part of how all of us have been taught to think about difference. Who's better, who's inferior, who's superior. I prefer white supremacy to racism precisely because it says that we're all being socialized to think along certain dualistic lines, and that the notion of that which is light or white being better, that which is dark or black being worse, bad, inferior, is something that everyone in the culture is socialized to think.
I'm going to speak about some political events and some recent events first, and two things you know I want to talk about, three things actually. First is the Million Man March. What do you think?
Well, the Million Man March was something that I deeply and profoundly opposed. I opposed it because I'm not one of those people who thinks you can separate messages from the messengers. I think that while the idea of black male solidarity and unity is a fine idea, just as who could not be moved by the images of all of those men, but underlying those images is a political ideology, is a way of thinking about family. I mean, just the other night I was giving a lecture at Dartmouth, and some young black men were saying, but how can it be wrong for black men to oppose welfare? And I said, well, it's one thing to say that black men should assume responsibility for families, and another thing to look realistically at our job and employment situation and to say what would actually happen to many single-parent households that women head if, in fact, there was not aid to assist women in a process of change and transition, many of whom are hoping for jobs that don't exist.
What ideology, back to what you were saying in terms of message and the messenger, what ideology do you believe was being promulgated? Was it the Nation of Islam?
No,
or was it some other ideology?
I would say that first and foremost it was patriarchy. I mean, when someone tells me in their mission statement that no nation sends its women to war while the men sit in the kitchen, and, you know, the situation of race in America right now is like war, you know, and the men are going to Washington, that to me is a real gendered dialogue about conventional masculinity, which denies a history of race relations where the engagement of black women in resistance struggle has been so meaningful and so crucial.
Would it have been less effective, as effective, or much more effective if women had been part of it?
Let me go on record as saying, Charlie, I have no trouble if men want to march by themselves.
Yeah.
I feel like men could march for days by themselves, and I'd sit at home and cook and clean if they were marching for principles and values and politics that would actually aid black self-determination. I happen to think that patriarchy has been deadly for the planet and for black men.
Okay, perhaps it has, but who says that they were marking for patriarchy? I mean, that's what I'm
Well,
sure
I mean,
I'm not sure that was the. If you talk to all those people that were there, which I didn't, but I've talked to people who did talk to them and wandered through the crowd without television cameras and had lots of conversations, and it didn't seem to be a patriarchy. It seemed to be about responsibility, and it seemed to be about some sense of self-esteem, and it seemed to be about fathers and sons and fathers and daughters.
But that sense of responsibility was connected to particular notions about the family, not about self-responsibility first, but it was the idea that, in fact, the old idea that men acquire self-esteem by the degree to which they can be providers and protectors. That is what patriarchy says to us. And what we know is that a lot of men provide, a lot of men protect, and they still have difficulties with self-esteem.
Have black women, in your judgment, endorsed feminism and responded to it?
Well, in Killing Rage, I try to talk about the fact that that black women have questioned feminism because of our recognition that race is always a factor. So there's been a calling attention to racism within the women's movement, particularly the racism of privileged class women who were saying, you know, we're victimized because of certain issues that black women did not see as an occasion for victimization.
Did it put black women against white women then?
Yes, I think the core reformist-based feminist movement very much pitted black women against white women by the fact that the discourses of women of color and black women were left out. For example, early on, a major thesis of feminism was women need to get out into the workforce. Right. Well, masses of black women were already into the workforce and weren't liberated.
Masses of poor women were already out in the workforce.
And that kind of work, who is it liberating for? So there was a real distinction between those women Betty Friedan was describing as sitting at home, many of whom were well educated, had been educated in the Ivy League or the Seven Sisters, you know, and weren't doing anything. And those masses of women who were in factories, who were, you know, cleaning people's homes, who did not see work as central to liberation and who were, in fact, fantasizing about the days of their lives when they wouldn't have to work. So there's a chapter in Killing Rage about black and white female relations where I say, until our relationships improve, until black women and white women understand each other better, there will not be an end to racism in this society.
O.J. Simpson, what do you think? I mean, about the, not so much, obviously I'm fascinated by whether people thought he did it or not. But beyond that, are you surprised by the reaction to it? And
I was deeply surprised and troubled by the reaction to it because I feel like I was one of the people who religiously tried not to watch the case precisely because I felt in respect to the fact that this was a case rooted in domestic violence. Here again, I don't think that people can pretend that in fact somehow the domestic violence doesn't matter. This tragedy would not have happened if male violence against women was not so acceptable in our culture. Because there is a line leading up to the tragedy. Whether we know who murdered this woman or not, we do know that a whole life that was structured around acceptance of violence was a part of how this couple related to one another. And that, to me, made me feel like once this becomes entertainment, once the camera is focused on O.J. Simpson, people will forget that at the heart of this is both male violence and male violence against women, because we've not heard anybody speculate that a group of women were outside that house chopping up anybody. So clearly, we cannot get away from the dilemma of male violence in our culture and male violence against women. And I try to hold to that as a way of not deflecting attention away from the fact that this was not an issue of race. I mean, that the case itself was not an issue of race. How we interpret it, how we witnessed it as a culture, it was racialized, but the heart of it still, for me, remains male violence against women.
But what about those, including Johnny Cochran, I guess, who would say, no, it was about race, because it was about race, and it's because of the attitude of the LAPD?
Well, I think, one, even before we knew anything about the attitude of the LAPD, we know that whenever sexuality is involved and gender in our culture, people often prefer to talk about race. Race is easier for people it's easier to racialize something, because if we make it a case of gender, we have to see a man like O.J. Simpson as very empowered by class and by patriarchy. If we make it a case of race, we can see him as always and only a victim. And so, of course, it was very important for men in general, and Cochran in particular, himself, you know, according to his ex-wife, someone who is no stranger to domestic violence, to act as though the only issue here is one of racial injustice.
Bell Hooks' Killing Rage, Ending Racism. This is a collection of essays about a whole range of subject matter having to do with men and women and gender and violence and rage and a lot of other things. My friend Cornel West says, unlike most black intellectuals, she writes with a sense of urgency about the existential and psychocultural dimensions of African American life, especially those spiritual and intimate issues of love, hurt, pain, envy, and desire, usually probed by artists. Her books help us not only to decolonize our minds, soul, and bodies, on a deeper level, they touch our lives. It is difficult to read a Bell Hooks essay or text without enacting some form of self-examination or self-inventory, which is exactly what she would like for you to do. Thank you. Pleasure. We thank you for joining us. See you next time.
Hello. Hello, everybody. What's going on? How is it? I am One Frog 9. This is Pirate Queen Indigo Cat. Right over here. You got your mic in the perfect position.
Oh, to
Perfect microphone position.
on my crotch.
For microphone excellence. Always good. Glad we do such in-depth technical previews.
Thanks to our tech team.
Yay. Thank you, tech team, for
We
setting our
love you, tech
microphones up.
team.
We're here every Thursday and Saturday at 11 a.m. We didn't make it last Saturday because I'm a lazy bum. And I just wasn't feeling it, y'all. And that happens sometimes, you know? You just say...
Well, it's okay if you're writing your own paycheck, right?
Pretty much. Pretty
I
much.
eat a Snicker.
Wee! Candy! Candy for breakfast!
Mhm.
I'm not going to stay in this camera position for long. I'm going to switch over to this camera and put together a Gundam while we're hanging out. And then I might do some gaming later, but sure, Pink Oshun here, one of the many aspects of Pirate Queen Indigo Cat, might have some things to share with us or some thoughts about stuff. We just got finished listening to Bell Hooks' interview from 1995.
It's great.
That was just a quick thing I pulled up. Maybe we'll kind of keep that rolling for the next couple episodes, since she did pass yesterday at age 69. Bell Hooks, God rest your soul. We appreciate folks like you who are just pushing us towards liberation, pushing us towards freedom.
Why can't people like her stay around? Why don't they just take Trump?
I know. That's a great question. Maybe you have an answer. Maybe.
I can't answer.
Maybe, baby. You can't answer?
Mm-mm.
Oh. Well. Oh, well. Can't answer that.
It would seem like I'm being evil or negative or witchy.
Witchy, evil, negative. What?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, for wanting Bell Hooks to stay around?
Mm-hmm.
Why would that be evil for wanting Bell Hooks to stay around?
No, I'm not for keeping her around, but it's for taking out.
But Trump's evil,
You know.
so what's evil about getting rid of Trump?
It's all based on opinions. Opinions.
Opine? Opinions?
Opinions. Man, what you got there? You haven't worked on that in a really long time.
It really has been a minute. But we got a lot done here.
Oh, yeah?
See, this guy's upside down. No, he's not. He's good.
He's too close to the camera. Okay, there you go.
It's perfectly fuzzy.
Couldn't see the end.
Yeah. Big old gun. You've got like a little shield thing here. Got some boots, scooting boogie feet.
Mm.
Some kind of feet thing.
That's a foot?
No, it's like an ankle or a kneecap. How's your week been though?
Quite NFT-ish.
Still on that NFT kick, huh?
Still. You're going to get bored because it's going to go on for the rest of my life.
And you're never actually gonna put anything up, or you're gonna?
Oh,
put
it was
something
really
up?
interesting. My son sent me a text with a Gary V clip where Gary V is talking to some people about
Doing
well,
some shit.
Well, if you give invoices to people, give them an NFT instead. Was it in it? Yeah. And then
Come
I
on. What are you
remember.
saying?
You give them an NFT.
Oh,
and
come
then
on. You don't even remember what your son sent you?
An invoice. I should have kept it pulled up on my.
You should remember every text he sends you. And
But
you should
anyway,
be
it was like I was glad that he was noticing things. Gary V was saying that in his world of invoices, they were saying instead of sending an invoice, send an NFT.
well, I wish we had more context for what you're saying. I mean, it sounds like something Gary V would
Well,
say.
I might just look it up on my.
Well, that would
I
be,
have one
you
of
know,
these devices here.
There's only so much preparation
I have a
we can get
device.
into.
I have a device called
There's only so much preparation we can
telephony.
get into here.
It's telephony.
I've completely forgotten what I'm doing.
Oh, you have?
I have. I don't remember
See,
a damn
that's what
thing.
happens.
I don't remember a damn thing about any of these pieces.
Now,
This has a
where
little
would
bit
he
of.
have sent me that message? Was it on the FB?
Oh God. Oh, good gravy.
Was
Help
it
us.
a message on the
Help
FB?
us. Help us.
Boom, 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 boom.
I don't know how much I'm going to be able to get done here, you know? I mean,
Well.
usually when I deal with this, it's just like 1 or 2 parts anyway. This looks like a, oh, you know, this is an ankle. This is an ankle here. And this is like another joint. Couple joints there. Got a hand here.
Where could he have sent me that memo?
And then you got another little ankle here. Some feet. And this. So I guess I'm building another one of these, is what it looks like.
Another one of these? What is these?
Did I do that twice already? I put that together, and then that, and then that. Okay, I remember that. That one goes there. Oh, man.
Well, where would he have sent that to me? Message. It's like I have so many ways to get messages that when I get a message and I want to refer
They're
back
all
to
color coded. You got to look at the colors.
I don't know which platform it's in. If it's in
Well, I don't know either.
Instagram, they sent it, or
I don't know either. There's
You
only
don't?
like 2 or 3 messages, you know?
Oh, really?
There's text, there's messenger, and then
maybe
there's
here it is.
messages. You can't really.
Here it is.
Can't really, run it too much. Oh, okay. Yep. Okay, and what's he saying there? That's great, Bean. You found it. Yay.
You send them an invoice and they pay. Now you give them an NFT that represents the contract. But if that artist that you discover blows up, that becomes an asset, and you're making royalties when people trade that collectible.
Oh, I'm saying like fitness, like.
That's what I'm saying too.
Really?
Yeah, really.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I'll say it again. Do you train people? Or what do you do? When somebody buys it, instead of giving them an invoice, you give them an NFT. You put a 10% royalty against that token.
You understand?
You spend time discovering
I don't. You're going to have to break it down. I'm kind of trying to put together this Gundam right here.
If that artist goes on and explodes, people start selling their receipt from paying you because it's a collectible. And
See, like selling their receipt because it's a collectible.
Even receipts.
Why would you collect a receipt?
You're paying. You've paid for a service, and
You
instead
got to
of
stop that. I can't.
you paid for a service, and instead of just getting a receipt, you get an NFT that has a 10% commission in it. So if that person you've paid becomes popular, your NFT increases in value, so you actually make money. So he's just showing how you can use NFTs for anything. It's a token where your client actually benefits. Comprenez-vous?
I'd have to see a visual example.
Of a receipt?
I just would need to see him do it in real life instead of telling somebody about it because I don't get it. I understand you're giving somebody a thing.
You get somebody comes to me for counseling.
Okay.
Instead of just a receipt, I give them an NFT.
Oh, so they get proof that they did a thing for interacting with your business.
And it has the 10%, that 10%
Royalty for
royalty
you.
in it.
For
But
you,
as it's an NFT, they can sell the receipt.
Uh-huh.
It has value.
That makes sense.
Maybe I just said
So
what I need to do.
Instead of just, giving somebody something that doesn't really matter,
A piece of paper, a receipt.
you give them something with value.
Yes. That can increase in value and that they can also resell. It's a great idea. I like the way he thinks. Were you going to be on the show and read?
Yeah, pretty
Can
much.
I share what I bought? I'm a little bit embarrassed.
Absolutely.
Because I'm a grandmother and I just buy collectibles.
You're embarrassed.
I'm a little embarrassed.
Why are you embarrassed?
A little embarrassed.
What's so embarrassing about collectibles, huh?
And then this is the Pokemon 25-year anniversary.
25 years of Pokemon. You've been playing Pokemon for 25 years?
He's so cute. I haven't even unboxed him, so I'm going to do it right now.
You're going to unbox a Pokemon, huh?
I'm going to unbox my Pokemon.
Wait, but you've been playing Pokemon for 25 years? That's pretty amazing.
Sometimes I'm just going to ignore you when you say something.
I know. You love ignoring me. Keep it up. See where it gets you, punk.
Ignore you.
See where it gets you, punk.
Look at him. He's a cute little silver
Ignore me.
thing.
I don't know why you would ignore Pokemon.
I don't know if I can get him out of here.
You gotta show the people. You can't be unboxing off the...
I'm unboxing off camera.
Look
at him. Is he cute? Is he a little cutie? Little Pokemon, little silver Pokemon, 25th anniversary.
So this is a 31. Is it shiny?
Here's my little Pokemon.
Who is that?
25th anniversary.
Who is that?
It's Pokemon.
No, who's the Pokemon?
I don't know. You tell me. Oops.
That's Pikachu. Is that metal or is it plastic?
What do you think?
It's plastic. It's plastic.
It's Pikachu. He's so cute, though.
You didn't know Pikachu. And you've been playing Pokemon for 25 years.
Trying to be nice. Okay, putting him back in his box. Boy, when my grandkids come to visit, if they ever do. Well, I have a lot of toys. Look what else I found.
What you got?
Barbie with a big afro.
Afro Barbie.
Look at that Barbie. Yeah. Ooh, let me see. Let's take her out. Let's see her. And where did we find these yesterday?
You're at Best Buy.
Best Buy actually had cheaper, less expensive Barbies than the Wall of Mart. Oops, let's see if I can pull her out. I don't know. She gonna come out. Oh. I'm not doing great unboxing because it's all off camera.
You gotta pull it on the camera. The people must see it.
There we go. There she is. Isn't she cute? Look at that afro. They're tied in there or what? Oh. Ah. Free at last. Free at last. Barbie's free at last.
You've liberated the Barbie.
Look at that hair. Look at that afro. I mean, that's a serious 60s afro. And she doesn't have any clothes on, just this top.
What?
That's all she doesn't have any.
What?
What, Barbie? Look at
Barbie
her.
ain't got no clothes on.
Power to the people, Barbie. Power to the Barbie people. She is so cute, and she has purple lipstick. Love her. Love her.
You love her?
See?
You're in
Isn't she
love with the
cute?
Barbie? What's her name? What's her Barbie name?
Barbie. Damn it.
Wow, you ain't gonna give the Barbie a real name. Or even ask her her name.
Oh, shut up.
No, I don't want to shut up. You shut up.
You're getting on my nerves.
You shut up. You're getting on my nerves.
Here's the last one, Barbie as a doctor. Is this cute? And let's see, I have to switch glasses so I can read. Barbie, you can be anything. Doctor, like my sister, Dr. Watson. A Barbie, you can be anything. Isn't that cool? We're going to open it up. Maybe we'll leave her in the package.
You gonna keep that one?
Doctors are licensed health professionals who are trained to diagnose and treat patients. They work in collaboration with a team of physician assistants, registered nurses, and medical staff to maintain the overall well-being of their patients. Do you like being caring for others while working on the team? You can be a doctor. Isn't that cool? So in the back, they have all these different careers that girls can be.
Huh.
So it's quite a change from old school. You can be somebody's wife. I mean, nothing wrong with that, but it's kind of disempowers both sides of that deliberation. Okay, well, that's all I had to open. That's my three things. But I also brought I just wanted to remind you, I'm also working on some Pirate Queen Indigo Cat cards. And they're for a game, but I haven't figured out what the game is yet. Any suggestions? Just let us know what kind of game it could be. It's a cat game. And ultimately, I'll go with the NFTs, etc., etc. Yep, that's what's happening. We'll see what else. Romance novel. So maybe I'll read some of my
Sounds good.
I'm gonna read some of this thing here I've been writing for like 88 years.
Sounds good.
88 years I've been working on this here thing.
Sounds good.
But since I'm a pirate queen
Hey,
and
how many years?
a pink Oshun, we can do this.
88?
8800.
8800.
Mm-hmm.
8800.
And it's called Romance Novel, a poetry game. Poetry game? Set a fancy cyclorama backdrop with scenes of villages, sun, moon, sky. Primary colors, chairs, tables, chaise lounge, massage table, couches, books, notebooks, sketchbooks, buckets of crayons, pencil and pen holders move in and out of the area defined by stage lighting, fantasy costumes. And then we're dealing with goddess archetypes. And they're sitting around and they're doing chanting and mantras. And then they all turn and say, "Oh, it feels so good to be here. I was afraid. But now I know I can be more totally revealed." And Lady Gunrid says, "Really, really now? Well, that's interesting. I mean, just stay still, Queen Makeda. What in the world does stillness have to do with what I'm trying to express?" Gudrid. No patriarchy, no polarity, no matriarchy. Together as we, well, it is, mostly how I see, I mean, balanced. Makeda. See what, dear? We're just here to converse, not to see anything. Then I had the host was Indigo Cat, Viking Hanaji Pod. Cat's Harbor. Viking Hanaji Pod in Cat's Harbor. Get it? Ah! Gudrud. But I can't talk without seeing. I mean, I see the meaning rather than the total conversation, you see. See? Makeda, I see. Gudrud. So we may, let's see. I mean, we do see Makeda. Now let me start at the beginning. It's funny you hop around so in your speech. I like to take my time, let it build. It's like having sex slowly. Goodrid. Sex, you say? Savor it. Don't be ashamed. Revolve, revolve. Oh well. H3. Goodrid. So it seems that sex is many things, many things, and different in different times. But so I like it. Yes, I say I do like it, and it is okay to say I do like it. I say, Makeda. Good God, good girl. We're both good girls, opposites, but oh so good. Did he call? Goodruth. Why do you ask? Now I'll get upset. We weren't going to have this discussion. Makeda. Oh, all right, dear. Oh, my back aches. Do you mind rubbing it? Okay, turn around. Turn. Okay, that better, huh? Sorry, yes, that's good. Could you hand me the glass of water? She drinks. Better. Goodrith. Well, now, I don't know what to say. Yikes, it's so exciting. I can hardly focus because you always dominate the conversation. Well, say what you have to say. I'm listening. There's a string on your sleeve. Have you been sewing? Sewing? Today, yes. And having sex. Sewing and sex never would put those two together. Makeda. It happens. Seems, come and go, come together, and or held together, felt deeply by your fingers rolled in your hands. The fineness of the cloth, silk or velvet, how it feels, how it moves, how it slides itself against itself, your hand, the machine, sewing and sex. Sheer fabric, rough fabric, soft against my skin. Yeah, sewing and sex. Goodrith. I see. I can take my mind there, but I don't want to take my mind there for too long. I might have an orgasm. Makeda. Just by thinking? Yes, I can do it. I do that. See, this beach ball, I can hold it, rub my body against it, and everything disappears except me, the air, the ball, my body, love, my body tingles. I rub the ball, I'm light and tingly all over, and I stop because it's about to happen. Makeda. That's amazing, girl. I never heard of that. What a wonderful free mind you have. Do you remember your first orgasm? I certainly don't. Goodrith. Yes, I do. I was alone when I discovered it, and I liked it. It seemed even now it is best alone when driving, when doing the dishes. Yes, alone. I don't remember. It was bad, so I didn't find out about it until it was very, very late. I was taught it was bad, so I don't even remember. Lots of activity, only giving pleasure. No orgasm for me. Goodrith. Yeah, I didn't have much religious training after my let's see. Yeah, I didn't have much religious training after my grandmother, the Norns, died. So I didn't learn it was bad until much later when we had to hide our pleasures. It was too late then. I knew I liked it, and I knew it had to be between me and something bigger than me, and it was good. It was good. I live at the time of the deities and stay in that time to meet your grace, Makeda. I envy you. It takes so long to overcome childhood programming. It is hard being of royal blood. How do I help my people who are neighbors? Who are what? I can't even read that. How do I help my people who are neither truly mine nor aware of their selfhood? I want to sing a song. La la lovely. Shall we? And then here's Makeda and Gunruth. Blackbirds fly, patterns in dizzying skies, wings o'er me, tuning, wings o'er me, munin. Blackbirds fly, racing tragedy, dizzy eyes, patterns in the skies, wings spread high over my head. Word, wings o'er me, union, wings o'er me, mooning. Then lovers meet, then burdens fly. Word, 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 wings o'er me, union. Wings o'er me, mooning, dizzying skies, wings o'er me. Blackbirds fly, racing tragedy, dizzy eyes, patterns in the skies. Around and around and around in the world, around and around and around the world. Wings spread high over my head. Wings o'er me, the lovers meet, then burdens fly. Wings o'er me, over my head, over my head, over my head. Dizzying skies, wings o'er me, tuning and muning, fly around the world the whole day. Odin's ravens, thought and memory, the terrible ones, ravens, all fathers, ravens. Goodrith. Well, you seem to be nicer to me now. How did I gain your respect, Ada? I'm really not mean. I just get resentful. You whine a lot, and you were born with so much privilege. I know I'm a queen, but you're a queen. You should know. I know I should be over it, but it seems there should be a fair way to even things, Gunruth. Well, let's start the story. The tiny maiden Tula was pale and red-haired, Makeda. Lavinia was tall, dark, and big-footed. Gunruth. These two wished to exchange booties for a month, to walk in each other's moccasins, to mod on each other's podcasts, to Makeda. Yeah, and to accomplish this, the tiny maiden Lula and the large maiden Lavinia were to journey to find the dark witch woman, queen, and the white-haired white person of the woods. Collecting an amulet from each and lastly casting a casual exchanging spell would exchange skins. Exchanging skins. And structures for a month. And so they do hope by this to pass the test of understanding love. Gunruth. Love through knowing another's karma and dharma and indigenous soul. Makeda. The envy Lavinia must feel in viewing every English drama where heroines have long hair, faint, and are worshipped in their weak cowardice and Roman prating for centuries. I think I need to retype this, but anyway, we continue. Also, for Lula, where every dance club has writhing black bodies keeping time to the beat. Not exactly an equal exchange, I'd say, of complexes and inferiorities and concepts. Makeda. What is the black hair test? It is curly, nappy, usually fragile, breaking, short, not long, weave, braids, plastic, too much time in the beauty parlor, too much imaging on the white. I think I will wear it partially shaved with naps, or a mohawk, or a wig, or just stop. Oh, sorry. The thing is, I didn't just live in Africa, Alkebulan, or Europe or Asia. I remember popping in and out of a few embodiments, and here I am hoping to remember the best of them all for the challenge of today. Gunruth, are we still speaking now of love? Makeda. La, love. Expansive, encompassing love, veiling not hope, masking the truth, embracing its creation. Nature, naivete. I've heard not his voice for a fortnight. I still love him, though doubt is my bedfellow. Gunruth. It will either be more or less, or maybe the same. I should change my head to do different characters, right? Dude, that's Gunruth over there. Okay, we're gonna do it. Makeda.
Again!
From the top.
Gotta start all over.
Back to 1. We're starting with Gunruth. Gunruth's over here. It will either be more or less, or be less, or maybe the same. Title: Self-Pity. Akeda. Now at an age when objectivity is blurry, I value most my beautiful, beautiful, perfect sons, who I contributed an egg and a nest to gestate, but God all else and boy man himself molded. He is grown, he is moving, they are moving into manhood, and I am at the juncture of the deferred dream. This reality won't seem to work. To be loved and cherished seems a simple thing, but I only create anger and dislike. I, the one I hoped would cherish me. Perhaps I have no room for love myself and don't know what I really expected. What is familiar is harshness when I need to be held. A bigger challenge to the challenge I throw out. I thought sometime I'd meet one who would truly, next page, who would truly be wiser than I, bigger and understand, not indulge my faults, but help me to see them, work with me to overcome them. No, I guess I don't deserve this, because I cannot see how flawed I truly am, how harsh and mean and cold I am, until it is reflected back at me. Well, now I don't know where I'll go. I've given up all I had, paltry though it was, in the hope that my talent and skills would at last be a worthwhile investment, worthy of investment and support, to at last fulfill a dream. But success eludes me. I am grateful for my beautiful and perfect sons. God, please protect and guide them. I don't ask anything for me. I tire of not seeing and understanding. What to ask is a time I can't see a value in my existence, except to my sons, who will soon be off and on their own. Leonard, I would rather the relationship not begin than to have it end. What? But in my eloquence in him and his non-understanding have signaled the end. Where will you live? What will you do? Perhaps become one of the faceless, homeless failures. Too old to begin life over anew in Midgard. I've invested too much in a flawed path and theory. And now I have what I am due. I still often wonder about the lifetimes I have misused to precipitate such a joyless middle age, a confused teenage, and youth. Old age I hope to accept without bitterness and really pray that my heart will melt and transmute residual anger, fear, and desire. I really do want to love and be loved, and pray that my heart will melt and transmute residual anger, fear, and desire. I really do want to love and be loved and to resolve my anger, not taking anger to the grave, deciding to meet Lord Balder and my Lady Hell. Where to go, where to go, where to go, go. Where to go? When all your dreams have been shattered, go. You, an eternal youth, admit to wasted dreams, go. You, none have worked out, those you thought would, those worthy and those unworthy millennia ago. Go. You used to get rejected through your silence. Now biting words say what silence could not. Akeda. They jab the stomach with a haunting, with a hating glare. They jab the stomach with a hating glare. But where is understanding and love? Me? I fight perfect ghosts with perfect loyalty looks and demeanor. Me, never valued, but secondly, me. Me? Would one try more, try harder? Me? No, the solution is to be out of my life. If that is the way I see them, they would not even consider an attempt to change me. I evaluated as to myself looking on others fairly. I to others not close in their evaluation. I missed. I'm tired. What just blinked? Did my light just die?
Did that light die?
Light die.
Light. Hey.
Hey. Hey, where were we? Makeda.
The light.
It's Makeda over here.
You got who?
Gunruth. It's Makeda and Gunruth. They're two. Gunruth is one of the Norse peoples in stories.
Yeah.
And I drew a sketch of her when I did Volspa Vision Story. And Makeda.
What's Volspa Vision Story?
And Makeda is the Queen of Sheba.
What's Volspa Vision Story? When did you do that?
It was an exhibition I did back in the refinery. And I have sketches and I have costumes, books, the whole thing. I have pictures of it.
What?
It should be a location on my NFT map.
What?
Yeah.
What?
And perhaps we can, the invoice or the ticket to see these shows that will be virtual now, or where people can visit actually this location and see the original art. How about that? NFT. I'm just trying to pull all my NFT stuff together. Okay, let me go back and forth with this.
Okay.
This is going back and forth between Makeda, Queen of Sheba, and Gunruth,
Okay.
a Norse person.
Do it.
Okay. Let's start with Makeda. Makeda. They jab the stomach with a hating glare. But where is understanding and love? Me, I fight perfect ghosts with perfect loyalty, looks, and demeanor. Me, never valued, but secondly, me. Me, would one try more, try harder? Me? No, the solution is to be out of my life. And if that is the way I see them, they would not even consider an attempt to change me. I evaluated as to myself looking on others fairly. I to others not close in their evaluation. I missed. I'm tired and I'm tired. I don't know what tomorrow will bring. I loved my family. For this I am grateful. I don't know how to love a man. For all my life I have seen romantic love as a fairy tale. But I now old, not blonde, and not beautiful, fair damsel with large breasts and curvaceous limbs. I only realized I was not the heroine of the tale. It was not written about me. I need no man to take care of me. I have nothing to trade. I have love and cattle. I am too proud to be subservient, too ignorant to know I should be bowed down. I, too much of a heathen to step in on their holy ground. Page 11. Goodness. Writing of the sadness and self-pity, I know I must live another day unless Freya sees it in her mercy to take me home tonight to Folkvanger. Yes, you're going to have to do that for yourself. The truth is, you and I are gods at this moment now. But I fear that would be too easy, and fear is hard to break when you believe you are merely mortal. fear is hard to break when you believe you're merely mortal. I need to retype this script. Thank you. Thank you for letting me read it. I don't think I've ever read it out loud anywhere. La. Makeda. Yes. State your problem. Write it and spell it correctly and give thanks. Before Solomon left me, I lived in an abandoned room. It was simpler to live in it when I was all alone and knew I was alone. Marriage seems like a way to trap people with promises of security, financial freedom, tax breaks. What? But what if we choose to organize by support of our children and their... Oh boy, I need to retype this because it's just like on many lines at one time.
You got this.
So, but anyway,
Tell us a little more about what all this is about.
It's called Romance Novel. That's just the first act of it, where the two archetypes are meeting each other and they're just kind of telling each other their problems.
Okay.
And then what happens is Act 2.
Cool.
It's again 2 women. It's just all women. And I haven't changed their names anyway. Sheba and Babette exit as Lavinia and Suleiman. Lori, Lula. Lori's Asian, Lula's white, and other women who've been in the background move to the foreground, carrying notebooks as if writing. Lavinia. Now, I'm going to tell you, it all began in a grass hut on the outskirts of a very, very dull planet. She was a fair girl born into a large, wealthy family of Moors. Likely further growth in the family wealth would be limited because of the current uprising in the peasant class. Lori. This hut is where Lavinia meets with the mysterious stranger. He, a sullen lad of not much account, is tall and Jewish. Bespectacled and savvy, not your typical hero. Very introspective, he languished in the fame and fortune of his heritage of wisdom and isolationism. Menachem is his name. He, how glorious and vivid is its sound. She had begun to plan a macrobiotic pregnancy, but alas, had yet to find a father for the child. The child continually circled in her aura, continually knocking at the birth gate entry. Please, please, child. Not now. Not yet. Go find your father. Find your father and bring him home. Well, that is not so easy these days. With the returning karma and all, and irresponsibility and texting and IMing and twittering and twitching and Discord and robocalls and where might my father be in these times? He might even be a woman now. So I go away. Brandishing his sword, Menachem walks from the battlefield. The remainder of the regiment is in the tent planning the next maneuver. In he strides. Every man turns to look at him. Who does he think he is? Not only is he young and Jewish, but he also dared to steal the major's future bride. Well, she was only going to be part of the major's harem anyway. The major would hardly miss her. She, being Lavinia, was saved from a life of loss. Menachem and Lavinia are an unlikely pair, not a mention on Reddit. She was one of the spoils of war, a tattooed prisoner from the tribes of the southern provinces found on Grindr. The major had rescued me and, of course, believed and gave him liberty to add me to his harem. Little did he know that many years being captive to savage Southerners had forged an independent spirit in Lavinia, much like Sam Porter Bridges. Not only Was she independent? She was innocent. She wanted to save herself until she was a bride. So certainly most thought the poor girl insane. That just was not done these days. No women are now in charge in over the world of the United States under President Bernie Sanders. Oh, he didn't win. Tribal dancing in the background, Norse aprons and lederhosen. Such an outdated notion placed me outside conventional mores. The juxtaposition of family values and family needs brought many happy times together for the tribe. In the huts, we studied and recounted tales of ancestral splendor. In the longhouse, we sat in the glow of the fire mixed with the smell of smoked meat and laughter. Heats my heart today. Lavinia was born in the spring, a propitious time for a girl to be born, for girls are the token of spring. At birth, she had a full head of kinky blonde hair, which offset her purplish black skin and blue eyes. Her mother, Virginia, was proud. The father group was proud, although no single man could lay claim to having been the one. It had been the honor and duty of each of the members of the father group to serve Virginia during her fertile times, millet planting time, millet harvesting time, flax planting time, flax harvesting time, sleeping time, waking time, before time. Along the stage now, everyone's moving a circular movement, Hebrew Holy Day, like ritual movement, drum, horn, circle dance, Lavinia.
Circle dance.
Circle dance. Menachem was the third born to a what? To an enforced couple?
Enforced?
I don't even know what that means.
Bean.
It used to say divorce, but
Wow.
I changed it to enforced. It's a word with a meaning in the future.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. He was sensitive as a small boy, and his sisters loved him dearly. Tee-hee-hee. She has been called divine by so many, a regal and queenly demeanor, so talented and so lovely, communing with the gods and goddesses, but not a soul on earth with whom she feels at home. Let us pat you on the back, dear lady, 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 lady. Freya's a lady. Again, she thinks of her human dream, a husband and children, family. A Midgard where Tor takes care of business and the thralls are set free. Why is that a concept so elusive when it comes time to manifest? Menachem is so young because we need to call the men home from war. Where did he come from? Come home. We are preparing a place where peace reigns. After the terrible one and the Volva saw Ragnarok and Balder rise with hell's joy. Come. He was there with her emotional stress was at its high of loneliness. And there he is saying something funny, being a kid, making her laugh, making her remember her sacred, naked body. Karma seems to make such messy, painful partings. Yes, 'twould be best not to get involved. Alas, can the moth resist the flame? Can you put down your phone and engage with the flatland world? Work on your interior castle? Prepare to win? Dream? What would Menachem name the children? Odin, Vili, Ve? Dream? Lavinia has much karma to balance. She was burned as a witch, caught in the Kali Yuga. By entering into a relationship where another woman is in the immediate orbit of the man's magnetic field, or polyamory. Open, honest with the primary and with mutual consent. Don't touch a black woman's hair or a black man's head. Ha, ha, ha. She has done the woman wrong ages ago by taking the man Goes around and comes back. Goes around and comes back. Goes around and comes back. Well, Lavinia eagerly falls in lust with the man, then in love. Thus the balance is met, and he realizes that he truly loves and should be with the other woman of the past. Yes. Why does Lavinia cry? Why dream? Well, maybe next time she will not. The question is, what will it be with Menachem? She has let him in emotionally, though he is least likely to help her fulfill her dream. Feeling caught between a rock and a hard mattress, Menachem slowly glides toward my door. Should he knock? He had thought never to see me again. Never, ever, never, ever, never, ever. Every boy remains a boy until he makes his mark on the world as a man or a woman or another man boy. So then, well, and always was the mystery of the mastery of loving long glances of these two heroic styles of men, the boy and the general, and the non-binary queer. Boy general, non-binary queer, boy general, non-binary queer. Blood, memories, conscious, balance me now. Blood, memories, conscious, I balance me now. Blood, memories, conscious, I balance me now. Glory. Oi, but why can't you distance yourself from the old archetypes, the tropes, which through their very nature surround your spirit and live in your soul, divided? Sounds like you need Dr. Watson's DNA overexcited blood reparations. Take one a day and come back and see me in the morning. Sons of thieves and sons of saints, all were children like your own, says Braille. Peace, blood, peace, blood, peace, blood. That is my contribution to defeat pollution. Solution, never mind. Blood reparation is a proven method of self-healing through working with karma on the lines of our DNA, loving each part for its individual and intrinsic value. No judgment, no guilt, no fear. Look back to our peoples united before the empire Rome. Look back, look back. We thank our ancestors in the fire and the ice. We eat today, we love today, we live today. Children, my mother said, are the blessing of the race. The bearers of unconditional love in good times and bad times. They are the highest joy of a mother's life. A reason for living and breathing, a gift understood through sacrifice and suffering. Amen. Ashe. Word. The law she lives by strangles a part of her that she is hesitant to let go of, daily looking for a replacement for the hole in her soul. Does your soul sometimes remember or dream when we lived as heathens and pagans before being so named? Trying to look within the passing montage of men, women, they, them, and we experience still registers loneliness in her heart. Sis heart. Which one is me? It is hidden deep, stolen, lost. Heart and soul, we lived one with the ice and the sea. Our sex was wild and free. Free women, free people living in a bartered peace. Is it a test? What and who are these men I willingly trust and after blindly lust? It was stolen, lost, drowned. Sister cities make for peace. Be a diplomat. Give something and get yourself a life eternal as God, as creator, as arbiter, as citizen in lost in the middle passage. Lost in the middle passage of gender and money. I know what I'm doing, and I'm doing it. Today, together they go on a long ship, flirting with an island feared to be haunted by Jolly Roger and Ed Teach's boat and head. Thus, not travel to, but brave Lavinia and handsome Menachem decide to sail there together. Today, upon landing, the white sands and lush greenery greet with expansive glory, rolling up his pant leg and she her skirt. They push the boat to shore. Hand in hand and arm in arm, they circumvent the shore. In the far distance, a rocky cliff. Walking to the point where it meets the water, looking down into clear turquoise. Therein lies a shimmering realm. The rocks, the coral, the fish darting through its clear, lively sprites dash back and forth among the rocks. In dives Lavinia looking for her treasure. Menachem waits for her on the shore. Down and down. Is this Vinland? Is this where we walk naked and free? Raise the mizzen mast and scuttle the porthole. Well, here we are on page 18. What time is it? How long have we blithered on?
Huh?
Well, I thank you. That's about halfway through this thing.
Read on through that there.
I'm so happy. Oh, here's where the front where. Oh, is this something? I actually had retyped the front.
Wait.
And it was hidden in the back.
Wait.
And I named it Viking Hanaji Pod.
What?
Written by Valeria Ann Watson, based on romance novel by Valeria Ann Watson. January 20th, 2020, Fringe Festival, rah, 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 da, da, da. Oh, I guess I was preparing it for that.
Yeah, how did you pot? That's what you...
Did I? I didn't even remember it. I have 2020 Indigo Cat Pirate Queen read through and record Audacity and Caustic soundtrack by One Frog 9. Did we record that? Wow. Until I found this note I didn't know. I'm going to start all over. If you don't mind.
Start all over?
Yeah, from where I actually had. It was like that part. Wow.
You start all over?
Well, I don't have to read it all, but I'll read some of it. Fade in. Because here I have the what do you call it? Camera moves and everything. Fade in. Exterior graves in a scary forest at night. It's dark and stormy. Lady Gudrun and Queen Makeda enter to center stage. Queen Makeda. I praise the spirit of the runes. I respect the spirit of the runes. I praise the spirit of the runes. I respect the spirit of the runes. I praise the spirit of the runes. I respect the spirit of the runes. All hail the All-Father. Oh, it feels so good to be here. I was fearful, but now I know we can tell our stories. Really? Good. Really? Really? Now? Well, that's interesting. The biggest mistake that ruins a man's attraction to you is both of you have free will, and maybe you are not attracted to him, not interested, a little interested. Want to smell him? Ah, sir, may I smell you? May I please touch your clavicle? I mean, just stay still. What in the world does stillness have to do with that? With what I'm trying to express? No patriarchy, no polarities, no matriarchy. Well, that is mostly how I see it. No binary means no war. Together is we. See what, dear? We're here to converse, not to see anything. Viking Hanaji Pod blows red streamers from her nose. Nosebleed. But I can't talk without seeing. This is Gudrun. I can't talk without seeing. I mean, I see the meaning rather than the total conversation. You see, do you see? I see, I do see. So let's see, I mean, we do see. Now, let me start at the beginning. It's funny you hop around so much in your speech. I like to take my time, let it build. Like, it's like having sex, slowly. Sex, you say? Savor it. Don't be ashamed. Revolve, revolve. Oh, well. So it seems that sex is many things and different at different times, but so I like it. Yes, yes. I say I do like it, and it is okay to say I do like it, I say. Good girl. We're both good girls. Opposites, but oh so good. Did he call? Why do you ask? Now I'll get upset. We weren't going to have this discussion. Oh, all right, dear. My back aches. Do you mind giving it a rub? All right, turn around, turn. Is that better? Sorry. Yes, that's good. Could you hand me that glass of water, please? Better. I didn't realize that milk was only drunk by peasants and the poor in the Middle Ages. Well, now, I don't know what to say. Yikes, gadzooks. It's so exciting. I can hardly focus. You always dominate the conversation. Well, say what you have to say. I'm listening. There's a string on your sleeve. Have you been sewing? Sewing? Today? Yes. And having sex. Sewing and sex never could have put those two together. It happens. Seams come together and are held together, felt deeply by your fingers. Rolled in your hands, the sheer cloth, silk or velvet. How does it feel? How it moves? How it slides against itself? Your hand, sewing, and sex. Sheer fabric, rough fabric, soft against my skin, yeah. Sewing and sex. I see. I can take my mind there, but I don't want to take my mind there for too long. I might have an orgasm. Just by thinking? Yes, I can do it. I can do that. See this? I rub my body against it, and everything disappears except me, the air, my body, love. My body tingles. I'm light and tingly all over. Stop. Because it's about to happen. Kanji shoots red streamer from her nose. Viking, Hanaji Pod! Makeda. That's amazing, girl. I never heard of that. What a wonderful free mind you have. Do you remember your first orgasm? I certainly don't. Yes, I do. I was alone when I discovered it and I liked it. It seemed even now it is best alone when driving, when doing dishes. Yes. Alone. I don't remember. It was bad, so I didn't find out about it until it was very, very late. I was taught it was bad, so I don't even remember. Lots of activity, only giving pleasure. No orgasm for me. Yeah, I didn't have much training after Granny Norn died. So I did not learn it was bad until much later when we had to hide our pleasures from the Romans. It was too late. I knew I liked it, and I knew it had to be between me and something bigger than me. And it was good. I live at the tie of the deities and stay in that time to meet your grace. I envy you. It takes so long to overcome childhood programming. It's hard being of royal blood like the undead through time. How do I help people who are not truly mine or of my heart? They may as well be under the bridge with the trolls. Let's speak a song. Blackbirds fly, patterns in the Disney skies, wings o'er me, moonin', wings o'er me, moonin'. Blackbirds fly, racing tragedy, dizzy eyes, patterns in the skies, wings spread over my head. Birds, wings o'er me, moonin', wings o'er me, moonin'. In the background, swirling dancers silhouette against the gray sky, wings o'er me, moonin', wings o'er me, moonin'. Dizzy in skies, wings o'er me. Blackbirds fly, racing tragedy, dizzy eyes, patterns in the sky. Round and round the world, around and around the world. Wings spread high over my head, over my head, over my head. Wings o'er me, wings o'er me. Then lovers meet, then burdens fly. Wings o'er me, wings o'er me. Dizzy in skies, wings o'er me. Moonin', moonin', fly around the whole world each day. Odin's ravens, thought and memory, the terrible ones. Ravens, the all-fathers' ravens. Lady Gudrun, you seem to be nicer to me now. How did I gain your increased respect? Also for Lula. Wait a minute. 5 verse 6. Here it is. I'm really not mean. I just get resentful. You whine a lot. And you were born with so much privilege. I know. I'm a queen. But you're a queen. You should know. Kanji. Viking Hanaji Pod. Red streamer from nose for nosebleed. Well, let's start the story. The tiny maiden Lula was pale and red-haired. Lavinia was tall, dark, and big-footed. These two wished to exchange moccasins for a month to mod each other's podcasts. Yeah, to accomplish this, the tiny maiden Lula and the large maiden Lavinia were to journey to find the dark witch woman, Queen, and the white-haired swan woman in the sacred forest. Collecting an amulet from each, and lastly casting a casual exchanging spell would exchange skins and karmas for a month, and so they do hope by this to pass the test of understanding love. Love through knowing another's dharma and indigenous soul. The envy Lavinia must feel in viewing every English drama where heroines have long hair, faint, and are worshipped in their weak cowardice, and Roman prate. Also for Lula, where every dance club has writhing black bodies keeping time to the beat. Not exactly an equal exchange, I say, of complexes and inferiorities in concept. What is the black hair test? Is it curly, nappy, unusually fragile, breaking, short, not long, weave, braids, plastic? Too much time in the beauty parlor, too much imagining on the Romans. I think I'll wear it partially shaved or a mohawk or a wig or just stop. Oh, sorry. The thing is, I didn't just live in Africa or Europe or Asia. I remember popping in and out of not a few embodiments, and here I am hoping to remember the best of them all for the challenge of today. Ascension is the intention. And my notes just gonna jump out of my lap. Well, I think I can stop there, but yeah, ain't this something? Well, I'm glad I went through this because I totally didn't remember that I put this together.
Well, cool, Bean. Glad you got to read it. Glad we captured it here.
Well, and I have 21 pages, so
yeah. Well, keep on bringing some stuff to share with us. I think it's all right.
Viking Hanaji Pod.
Well, cool. Yeah, I got some done here. Maybe I'll be able to finish this on another tab. It's got a lot of articulation, a lot of detail. The feet here's moving and grooving. There's just a lot going on here. See this missile thing on the back here? Moves. There's actually a gun that goes on the back, stuck there. I don't know. It's just there's like a lot of detail going on. I put some stickers on. There's a tiny ass sticker right here.
On his ass, really?
Right in his crotch.
Tiny ass sticker on his ass.
Tiny ass sticker on his crotch. Super fun. I think it looks great so far. It's coming together well. I think I got this like a little after the pandemic started, and I haven't even
I forgot you even had that.
haven't even still finished it. I'm almost done. I'm on the last couple pages here, so I don't know when I'll throw this on again. I just wanted to test out this setup a little bit.
Yeah, it works, Bean.
Yeah.
It's good.
Well, cool. I think I'm gonna cut here. I'm not sure I'll stream
What
anymore
time is it?
today. We did an hour and 20 minutes, so we did an hour and 20 minutes.
Oh
It's
my
12,
goodness.
12:15. I'm gonna be looking forward to getting into this next Blender class today with the Dream Conduit.
At
That's gonna
3?
be a lot of fun at 3. Yeah.
And join me on Twitter or Instagram or
you should just start tweeting out your story.
TikTok.
You should just type it all out.
What story?
The one you just read.
Why? You type your script out?
Yeah, just put it all out there. That's what Gary Vee says. He says songwriters, just put your shit out there. And yeah, people take it, but they'll know it came from you. And it's just getting your ideas out there, I think. But anyway.
Well, I just put it out there. The next would be, as going through it, I just realized that I could actually film myself doing these parts.
Yeah.
And because otherwise I never get to hear it. And whether anybody likes it or not, let them love that love. Anyway, I want to thank Valeria Ann Watson for being born 73 years ago and still showing up, kicking ass. Taking names and going to bring in that billion through my NFTs. So thanks for your support and following us, because we're doing it. We're not waiting for somebody to show us. We're figuring it out.
We gonna do it.
We figuring it out. Fire Queen Indigo Cat and that One Frog 9 over here in the Zamani Refuge African Cultural Center and the Norse Refuge. Yeah, we are here. We're here.
It's true, folks. Thanks for coming by. We'll see y'all when we see you. Check us out, like she says, on all the socials. We love y'all. We'll see you later. Peace.
Redbubble store. Buy some.